everyone. My name is Jonathan Rodgers. I teach here at Samford University in the Music and Worship Department. I've had the fortune of being able to serve in churches also as a worship pastor and as a worship leader for over 20 years. I love to play the piano, and I actually love to lead worship from the piano. Maybe some of you are really interested on how to lead worship with an instrument at your disposal. Most commonly, we're going to lead with an instrument. If we're a worship leader, we're going to be playing either the piano or the guitar. Piano is my primary and my forte, so I'm using that today. So I wanted us to think about a few things to help us lead well when we lead with an instrument. This is not something we just naturally do. Learning the instrument itself is a task, right? Learning how to play the guitar, play the piano. And that's the thing I would say first, is get really good at your instrument before you start trying to lead with an instrument. Here's why. When you start leading people, if you're distracted by trying to figure out what chord you're playing or how do I play this, suddenly you're not leading your people. Your instrument is leading you. And that's not what we want. We need to lead people. Our instrument doesn't lead people. People lead people. And we use instruments to help us do that. So if an instrument becomes a distraction or we're too focused on how to actually use the instrument, suddenly we've become ineffective. So first steps are play in a worship band and get really good and comfortable doing that, having that experience. And then while you're playing, make sure you sing along with the songs that are being sung just from your spot. There's no microphone on you. You're not up front, like people aren't listening to you be the lead singer, as it were, of that song. But get used to singing while you're playing. That's first step. And get comfortable with that. And then it's much easier, much natural for you to step forward, and then you feel a little bit more of that pressure of like, oh, I've got to have a good, confident voice when I'm leading. That's the other thing. You have to really develop your instrument ability and then your singing ability in somewhat separate columns for a while. But as you play in a band, you can start to bring those things together. And when you get up front to actually lead from an instrument, you want to lead with such confidence that it's as if you're not even playing the instrument. Does that make sense? Your brain, your mind, it's all what we would call second nature, that you know the instrument so well and that you know the song and your chords so well that you can play and sing. Because what's most important about leading from an instrument is not actually the instrument part you're playing. It's actually what you're singing. It's the words that you're using, most likely when you're leading in a congregational worship song. They'll follow your words first, even while you're playing, but it's the words that they're really wanting to gravitate to. So you don't want to be distracted. I've been there before where you're trying to figure out what's going on and you forget a word, and your brain can kind of only do so many things at one time. So develop them separately, and then you don't have to be playing as the most important instrument. If you've got a band and other players, let them lead. You don't have to be playing the whole time. If you're a pianist or a guitarist, you can just be chording along, and let the rest of the band fill in the sound. If you're by yourself, that is a little different. You have to play and provide. You've got to provide the rhythm, the tempo. What love could remember, no wrongs we have. Omniscient, all-knowing, he can't start this song. Right? I've got the rhythm going, I've got the chords. If it's a band, I'm probably, what love could remember, no wrongs we have. Omniscient, all-knowing, he. Right? It's a lot lighter, but I'm at the instrument anyway, and that helps me contribute in that way. The other thing, last thing I'll say is that you can't move as much, especially if you're a pianist. But if you're a guitarist, you can move around a little bit, but I would caution you, try not to move too much and floating around the stage. You got a good fixed position. People are kind of locked into you, and that just helps you lead even more effectively. Good luck in your leadership. It's a great opportunity and great moment when you can lead not just with your voice and have to depend on others, but when you can lead with an instrument to help support you while you're doing